Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hi, peoples. I wanted to give you a quick little tutorial in case you don't know how to use fire steels about how to, get into using fire steels. It's really easy. It's not something that's hard. It seems hard at first, but it really isn't. Um, so this one here costs $16 on uh, Amazon, and there's a couple things you need to watch out for. This one was rated for 11,000 to 23,000 strikes. You don't necessarily want that. That actually means you're not getting as many sparks as you could be getting. What you really want is something like this guy here, which is rated for 3,000 strikes. This is the Swedish Fire Steel Scout 2-in-1 Light My Fire. This costs $13 and it throws off a lot more material. It comes with a striker, which you can just go ahead and take off. And you're not going to, I'm going to use my knife. Having a striker, though, is very nice. A lot of people say just use the striker, don't use the back of your knife, but I end up using that. This striker is very nice. It has a nice little whistle here as well. Okay. So you'll notice that it has a black coating on it. You want to take that black coating off. That black coating is something that beginners often mess up, is they think that that black coating is the ferro rod. It's not. That's just a coating to protect it. So, there's not many sparks here. So you need to go around and remove that coating. Otherwise, you won't get any sparks when you actually try to use it. I'm just going to remove half of the coating on one side so that we get a good amount of sparks here. And then next, I want to prepare something to light. All right, so the easiest thing to do is to take your petroleum jelly, just plain old petroleum jelly, and you can prep these ahead of time if you want. But, I've got a plain cotton ball here. You can go ahead and rub some petroleum jelly on the cotton balls and keep them in a bag. But the idea of the petroleum jelly is that once the cotton gets lit, which lights up really fast and easily, the petroleum jelly acts as kind of a wick, and this little thing that I just made here will stay lit for 5 minutes. And then some pretty good winds too. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to light this up pretty fast. So let me put that down there. So a couple other things that beginners tend to mess up when they do this is when you're doing it, you want to aim for the base of the cotton. You don't want to aim up here. You don't want to have this above it. Oftentimes they'll throw the sparks right over the top because they think the sparks will come off and fall down. You need to shoot the sparks into the cotton. The other thing too is you don't want to move your knife down towards it. You don't want to do this action because then you're just going to hit what you're trying to light. What you really want to do is pull away from the knife or what you're using. Okay, so I'm going to pull back with my elbow with the fire steel like that. Okay, so let's try to light this up. Opa. There we go. And now that will stay lit for 5 minutes. The cotton burns fast, but then when it gets to the petroleum jelly, that basically acts as a wick or a candle, and it just takes a long time to burn off. One thing I don't necessarily like about these types of fire steels, the Light Me Fire ones, they're so thin. I think you can get them in thicker, but the fire steel loop, it doesn't really rest well in this one here. So I'm often using this $16 one from Amazon, even though it has too many strikes, because the handle, it tends to not fall out as much. This is the Bush Baby, LT Wright Bush Baby here. So this guy is high carbon steel, really nice for bushcraft work, starting a fire like that. And LT Wright has a tendency to have sharp spines too. So once again, aim for the base of what you're doing. Use a little bit of petroleum jelly and a cotton ball. You can carry that around with you really easily. Why do that? Because it's a really easy way to start a fire, and sometimes a lighter will get wet. Having the option to just use a ferro rod to start a fire will never fail. The steel can get wet and it doesn't matter, it'll still throw sparks. Also, when you use the cotton ball combination with the petroleum jelly, like I said, this will last for 5 minutes, and during that 5 minutes you can build a giant fire. Whereas with a lighter, you have to really make sure you get everything prepped correctly if you don't have a fire starter. This is a fire starter all in one. And if you have the one, you usually have the other. So that's why I recommend that. And like I said, the Light My Fire is what I think is best. I'll have a link though for both of these things, both the $16 one that I think is probably not as good as the Light My Fire one, and the other one. But yeah, you can see that this, you know, if you pull it back like this, throws a massive amount of sparks. So very cool. Thanks guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Comments really help me out. And if you would like to win a knife or get a chance to win a knife every month, all you got to do, follow the Patreon link down below. For $3 a month, you too could win a knife. Thanks, peoples, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.